Welcome everyone to our weekly Facebook live show, Life Buildup, where we talk about your success, fulfillment, and balance. I'm your host, Zawad, here with Hasan. Thank you everyone for joining me. To the live viewers and also the people that are going to be watching on replay, thank you for joining me and Hasan. This week we're talking about how to set a vision for your life. 10 years from now, your life is going to come. But where will you be in that time? So we have a very exciting episode for you. I'm just going to share the show a little bit.
Hey, what's up, guys? So glad you could join us. It's beautiful to be with you guys every Monday night. Love it. Tonight we are talking about...
Mamun already joined us.
Yep.
What's up, man?
Tonight we are talking about your life in 10 years. So what we realized, Zawad and I, we were speaking about this. Last few shows, we discussed about a lot of different topics, right? And every single one of those topics, at least one point, something came out about, you need to have a long-term vision. If you had a long-term vision, it's easier to manage your time. If you have a long-term vision, then you can avoid, things that wastes your time. So we realized that we've been alluding to this idea about having a long-term vision, having a 10 years plan, but we never actually talked about how do you do it. We keep talking about it, but we never actually talked about how.
Like all the topics go kind of like are under that topic.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the shows we have, somewhere in there we talked about, long-term vision.
Long-term vision, right.
And we never even talked about what is that?
Long-term vision.
And how do you do it? Because.
So do you think that's like the, when people are setting up their life, and thinking about what they want to do,
right?
Okay, that's where it begins.
I think having a long-term vision where your life is 10 years from now, it's the biggest thing. It's the deal breaker. You got to play the long-term game. You could be listening to motivational lectures. You could try out time management techniques. But if you don't have a plan for your life, where you're heading,
because all the time management stuff, all the tricks that we try to include in our life on a daily basis, all that stuff is connected to this.
Right.
It's about where you're trying to take your life.
Yeah. Right. So 10 years from now, your life. We hope and pray for your long and happy life, and 10 years from now it's gonna come. Look, 2027 we said. To 2027 is going to come.
Right.
You're gonna get there. But where will you be? Who will you become? That's what we're talking about today. Your long-term vision. No matter how many time management, how much motivational speech you listen to, you're not going to be able to, fully go far until you have a vision and a exciting, just something that juices you up where your life going to be in 10 years.
Yeah, and guys, those of you who are with me right now, if you could please do me a favor and share the show so that more people can join into the live broadcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, just hit the share button and show some love.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And guys, I'm going to be looking at your comments right here.
Right.
So feel free to comment your thoughts, any questions that you might have, and I'll look at the screen. I'll relay them to Hasan.
Yeah.
And I'd love to interact with you guys.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And so please share the show and definitely like our page, Life Buildup. Yeah. 10-year vision.
Before that, Mamun Bhai said, say it's Mamun Bhai, not just Mamun.
Oh.
Noted, man. I got it. All right. So let's jump into it. So let's define first what exactly does it mean?
Right.
Okay, when you say having a vision for your life.
Right. So having vision for your life, means imagine that you were at your funeral, right? Imagine that you were at your funeral. And somebody was doing an eulogy.
Right.
So I know you might think, oh, come on, it's just who talks about death, man? But really,
eulogy isn't they're saying
so imagine somebody at your death, at your funeral, they get up and they say, this person was like this, and they share about your life, your accomplishments, who you were to your family, and they start listing things, right?
Right.
What would they say? Right. You just really imagine, imagine your casket is there, and this person is getting up and he's saying stuff, right? Or she's saying things about you. What would they say? What would the world remember you as? That's a hard question to ask. Well, what will the world remember you as?
Right.
And then another way to look at this is to say, if after you pass away and someone wrote your biography, right? What would it say? Would your biography say that, he was born?
When people think about this, like, they don't really think about accomplishments. They just think of, like, was this person a good person or a bad person?
Sure,
that's what they say.
I mean, good person and bad person can be subjective, right? And there can be also things about just you as a person to your community, person to the world. Sure.
So what if like, for somebody who's setting a life vision, right? For them, they just want to be remembered as a good person. I think that would be look for them.
And we'll get to that when we talk about why people get scared about this whole 10-year vision. Look, if you feel your life, you want to, just do the bare minimum, and you want to be a good person and enjoy the family, and that's about it, extent of your life, good for you. That's okay. But if you're looking back and you're regretting, if you're looking back and you have doubts, if you're having midlife crisis,
that's the worst thing that can happen to you.
Right.
Looking back in your life and having regrets that I could have done this.
Yeah. Like when researchers by the name of Dr. Irvin Yalom research folks in nursing home, on the biggest thing they found is that folks in nursing home, sometimes they have regrets about things they didn't do, things that they didn't try out, things that they were scared of and said, oh, maybe it's gonna be too scary. What if I fail? He found that people who are nursing home or hospice, people who are diagnosed with cancer, right? People who are diagnosed with cancer, they try things that they never thought they would try. They ask things that they never thought.
So when you think about death, you think about, okay, what is it that I want to make out of my life?
When you know your mortality, when you know that you have limited time,
I think Steve Jobs said it.
Yes.
He said, the greatest motivator in life is death. Because you're stripped away of everything.
Yes.
You got to go one day, and at that moment, what you're gonna be remembered by.
Right. Yeah. And that's so powerful. A lot of people shy away. A lot of people feel scared. They're like, it's too scary topic. Oh, it's depressing. Let's not bring that up. But to be honest, that's reality, right? 60, 70, 80, 100.
10 years from now, life is going to come.
Right.
It
is going to come. I mean, if you're gonna still be, just in your same job. This is going to be the same way with your relationship with your children. It's going to be the same way, the way you are dealing, with people around you. There's no progress, no movement. You're going to look back and be like, 10 years, I still watch a lot of shows.
So don't you think, as time is going, people don't necessarily need to think about this stuff. This kind of stuff just comes to you automatically. Don't you think so?
So what comes to you automatically?
So for example, automatically as you grow up,
right?
When it comes to your children, you spend time with them and you grow connection with them.
True.
Automatically, as you move up in your career, if you're in a job for a long time,
you make some progress.
You make some progress. So automatically, doesn't it happen?
Sure. Automatically, there's some progress, but you don't get to dictate it. So yes, life moves. So you're gonna automatically your bone is gonna get more decayed. Automatically, you're gonna age. Things are gonna happen automatically.
Right.
But the question is,
so you can leave it to chance.
Chance.
You can react to
people around you, circumstances.
Yeah. Or you can say that, okay, what is it that I really want from 10 years from now?
Right.
And once you have that down,
right,
then that will give you, then you can go towards that.
Right. Yeah.
You're not bound by your circumstances,
right,
or your environment.
Right.
You can just react to that.
You're not reacting.
Yeah.
Like what your life will be in 10 years from now is based on what your boss might or might do.
Yeah.
Your boss might give you a partnership in the company. Your boss might give you a promotion. So that's how your life is dictated.
Right.
If my son grows up to be a good teenager, that was my life will be. Like, of course, we're not saying that you control every aspect of your life. Of course not. We're human beings, right? So there's a power greater, that controls, but the question is the things that we do have choice on. Are you making a decision on your life, or are you just floating around in life? Right. It's like the example I give, right? You get on a car. And you could either be just driving to nowhere. Like, look, imagine your car is running, right? You are wasting gas. You are, on foot on the pedal, but you have no destination. You're like, I don't know, I'm just driving. Right. And your gas is burning, and you're just going. You have no destination. So your car is moving. You choose if you want to actually do something with it or not. If you're going to steer it towards a different location.
I think that's a great example. When you're in your car,
right,
you decide where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Just like that. okay, in your own life, if you were to see your own body
Right.
and your intellect as like a vehicle,
Right.
you can take that and go where you
Right.
want to go.
I mean, look, sometimes college kids do get in the car and they drive around aimlessly. But I mean, logically speaking, you'll be wasting your resources if you're not, don't have a destination.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Sounds good. So let's say you do have a vision, right? How does it help you?
So when you have a clear, vision as far as what your life looks like in 10 years, or what do you plan it for it to be in 10 years, then you don't get distracted.
Right.
Because things can change in the economy, things can change in your family, things can change in your friend circle, but because you have you get in a car, you have to get to New Jersey. No matter what happens, you get there.
Right.
Detour, reroutes. It's like GPS. Like GPS doesn't get like, oh, too much traffic, I give up, let's go back home. The GPS keeps saying rerouting, calculating. It keeps on steering you back to where you need to go.
Because you know your destination,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You know your destination, so
Right.
if one route doesn't work,
Right.
you take a different route.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
your destination stays the same.
Yeah. See, if you don't have a destination, a little block comes in your life, a little obstacle come in your life, you give up.
Right.
And let me just sit back and let me just do whatever,
Right.
Nah.
Okay. Well, what else? So how else does it having a vision?
Having a vision helps you have clarity. So you're so much clear. Like you get up every day, you have a purpose.
Right.
Right? Imagine you get up and like, what are you gonna do today? Oh, let me check. What is my boss asking me? What is my mom asking me? What is my husband asking me? What do my children needs today? Like you're living day to day with reaction.
Right.
You don't have no clarity. You're just like roaming around in life.
Like if you know where you're going,
Right.
and you set that out,
Right.
I mean, I think especially when young men's,
Right.
Like when they're in their 18, 20,
Right.
20 years, 22, around
Right.
that age.
Right.
Okay, they're wondering what they want to do in their life.
Right.
And they're lost.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, they don't know what to, like, it's identity crisis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but having that vision, and I think that goes, beyond just like, a college student, who's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Even people that are in their 25, 30, 35s,
Right.
they also have like a crisis that they just don't know what to do with their life.
You interview people. I work with a lot of older adults, and they or people in their middle adulthood, 45, 50, 55,
Right.
and they come to say, I don't know where my life went. Like if you're listening to
That's
this,
depressing.
If you're listening to
Right?
this, listen to me. If you're listening to this and you are 25, you are 20, you are 30, I'm telling you, I have worked with people that are 45, 50, 55, and they come to me and they said, I don't know where my last 20 years of my life went. I worked, yes. I raised a family, yes. But I don't know where my life went. Like really, at that point, it's hard to make any drastic changes. That much more difficult.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you're joining us,
Yeah.
if you're watching with us, I really appreciate it if you share the show once again. I see Zawad, you're with us, bro. Thank you for joining us. And again, I'm looking at your comments right here.
Awesome.
If you guys, have any kind of questions or you want to share your thoughts, love to hear from you.
Look, this is a show that we don't want to make this an abstract theoretical discussion. There are plenty of videos online. There are plenty of articles you can read. Look, we want this to be as practical, as hard hitting, as on point as possible.
Right.
So sometimes yes, we do digress. We get excited about the topic, but look, we really want to get to the meat of the issue.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so what are the other benefits of having a
Sure,
life vision?
I would say another one would be prioritizing. Right, it really helps to prioritize. Like, see, I know my vision and mission, right? So my focus is in the field of psychology, in mental health, in leadership, and so if somebody comes to me and they offer me even a job, that pays me, even $500,000.
Did you get an offer like that?
Not $500,000, but I've had offers that are pretty high, right? Not in my niche or not in my area. They said, oh, you could be good at this. I said, I'm sorry, because I'm so clear, right? If I have some goals and some visions when it comes to my family, and so if I find this option or that option, I'm not gonna take it. I mean,
Because priorities.
Yeah.
You know where your life is going to be,
Right.
the direction that you're headed at.
Yeah.
Right.
And not that I'm.
That's powerful, I think.
Yeah, like if someone can call me, even phone conversations, even if I'm stopping by a red light or even if I'm hanging out. Everything goes back to like what I enjoy. right? So, for example, like I know even in chilling and relaxation, this is the most drastic example I'll give you. Even in chilling and relaxation, I know my goals and vision. What do you mean? What do you mean by vision in chilling and relaxation? Just have fun, right? No, I know in chilling and relaxation, I know what works for me, what doesn't work.
Right.
Right.
What works for you, what doesn't work.
Like I think I like hanging out with people and talking.
But you don't like video games.
No, like for example, like I don't like video games. I'll be honest with you, I just don't like it. Like I don't enjoy it. I mean, and if I'm gonna hang out with some people and they want to play a video game, I'm just not gonna be there. Now it's not. Sometimes I will because I want to enjoy the company.
But the idea is like having priority.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just a very drastic example, of having priority.
Right.
But whenever you have a vision for yourself,
right.
okay, everything that you do on a day-to-day basis,
right.
you can filter it through it.
Right.
Does it fall into my life vision 10
right.
years from now?
Right.
If it doesn't, then I take it out.
Right. Okay.
Right. So that's awesome.
Let's keep moving because I think we're
So I wanted to add in one more thing before we move on. That's if you have a vision for your life, you get excited.
Oh yeah. Yes. Imagine you get up in the morning every day and you have like a mission and an ambition. Like it's just a clear cut. In 2027, this is where you're going to be. Like you're convinced about it. Like in 2027, this is where my life going to be as far as my career.
And it's yours. It's yours. Yeah. You build out that vision for yourself.
You wrote your story.
Yeah, you wrote your story.
Yeah. So in 2027, your career, business, finance, your education.
This is one of the reasons I love business so much. Because if you own a business,
right.
okay, it's your thing, and you can decide, okay, where you want to take it.
Right.
This is something from my personal thing. The idea is the same. That I'm able to work towards the things that I want in my life.
No, but if somebody wants to be high up in their career, that could be vision. They don't have to necessarily have visions.
Right.
Somebody really their passion is they don't want to build their own company, but their passion is the field itself. So in the technology field, they want to go up the ladder of high Fortune 5. And I know someone who his goal is to be one of the top people in the Fortune 500 company in technology field. Great. That's a great life to live. That's a great vision and passion to work for. But by the end of his life, he's going to be someone who's
the idea is that when you're day to day, when you're waking up, okay, you're excited, okay, to make that vision into a reality.
Right.
I mean, that's awesome. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you know this. Look, this is logical. When you're pursuing something, whether it be someone or whether it be an actual degree you're pursuing, aren't you so much more clear? Aren't you so much more? Think about it. Kids get very clear in finals time, for example. Right? They got an exam that has a date on it. They got to get this chapters covered, and they have a bit more motivation. They got to pass the class. People get really clear, and people are so prioritized. They're like, no, I got to take a lunch at 2 because I have to go in the studies group at 3. Because people are so organized, and people are so excited. They stay up late at night because they're so clear. They have a vision, but they don't have that for 10 years.
So that happens because people are able to have that for the finals time, which is like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
But they're not able to have that
or people. I know the most disorganized people, but when they're planning their marriage, they become the most organized. Right? I mean, I've seen this. I've seen like people like literally like for 1 year. I mean, forget these people.
The things that are important to you.
Look, the same people, they plan their life day to day.
Right.
But I hear them during marriage time. They're planning 1 year ahead. I'm like, damn, you became organized, right? Well, so you're capable. Like, what happened?
Right.
So for
vision, I think the reason people do that is because those things are important to them.
They have a clear vision.
And
as important,
they're important.
Very important. Yeah.
Right.
And we talk about that in just a few seconds about your vision has to be something that pumps you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So right now, why do you think most people are not creating their vision?
What do you think?
Huh?
What are some excuses you come across?
I remember when I sat down and I tried to write down my own vision.
Right.
Okay, it got me scared.
Got you scared. Okay.
So because 10 years from now, okay, you're like, I don't know what's gonna happen. That's 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And especially when you try to have your vision as something that's much bigger than who you are right now.
Right.
It's like, can I really get there?
Right. So one of the reasons people don't make their 10-year vision because they get scared. Because you know why? People are scared of failures. They're like, if I write it down and I don't do it, then I'm gonna feel bad. Like, dude, if you don't do it, you're gonna be bad anyways.
I think even if you don't set out that vision,
right?
10 years from now, your life is going to come.
It's going to come. Yeah.
If you're not setting out the vision for yourself, that actually means that you already made a decision to set it out.
Right.
But
Right.
for environment and circumstance.
I forget who said that. Like, if you're not planning, you're planning for failure.
Famous quote. I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, that's true.
Yeah.
That one is true. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's not gimmick. It's actually true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people do have fear. Absolutely. So you have to separate your fear from your potential, from what's possible. And look, who you are today doesn't have to be who you are 10 years from now. You're assuming that you're going to become that.
Yeah, I think that's the other fear, that like, if I set out my vision, if I say that like, I'm going to do this and this, right? And what if my life changes? Like my interest changes.
Right.
So like, I could be doing all of this work towards, starting a business.
Right.
Or like, towards my career.
Right.
But then like, 5 years from now, I decide that I'm going to change my career. Didn't I just waste my time?
Very good question. Guess what? It's okay to change your story. It's okay to rewrite your pattern. But you want to have something to work with. So it's okay to say 3 years from now, 4 years from now, your passion changes, or so you're in a different direction. That's okay. But the point is, you don't want to go aimlessly until you find something that's concrete. What if that you find something concrete? What if that changes? So it's not about having something that you're.
So you're flexible. You can be flexible in there.
You could update your story. You can rewrite your story. You can add to your story. But don't go without having a vision. Because you want to have it. So you get in your car, you can say, I'm going to wait till I find a good destination, or else I'm just going to be driving around. Now you could do that, but with life, you're wasting your resources, your time, your value. You're just wasting away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like going back to the point that we just mentioned about being excited, every single day when you wake up, being excited to live your life.
Right.
And if you have that vision, okay, you get that excitement.
Right.
Otherwise, you don't know where life is going.
But we're not going to BS you. So there are some days you're going to be tired. There's some days you're going to feel, fear. Some days you're going to, you're going to be angry. Some days you're going to feel frustrated. But end of the day, in your base though, you're going to feel that juice. That I can promise you. I'm not going to say that, look, if you have vision in your life, every day you're going to be like, you're going to get up and be all pumped up. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Some days you don't feel so good. That's okay. But if you have that vision in your base, you're going to feel that emotional juice. That I can guarantee.
Right. Yeah. So how do people actually go about and write their vision now?
So, two things you want to ask yourself. So one way to write your vision, this is very important, guys. Listen very carefully. One way to write your vision is to say, okay, it's called a past tense essay. Okay, hear me out. Past tense essay. So you're going to sit down and you're going to write a little essay that says, the year is 2027. I am now 35 years old. I am now 27 years old.
And make it 10 years from now. So like, it's 2027.
The year is 2027. Last year, blank, 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 blank. 2 years before, I got this done, I was this. So you would say, so a perfect example would be, year is 2027. Last year, I graduated from my college. I mean, no, I don't think anyone's watching this that young. Okay, let's just say, 2027.
The year is 2027, okay? My income is at $10,000 a month.
Okay, yeah, or you could say, year is 2027, I'm currently married, I have, two kids. You're like, wait, I don't know all that. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. That's not the point. You're missing the point. The point is to have something. The point is to have a vision that makes sense to you. Whether you can
change it up.
Yes.
You can add to it. You can change all of it up.
Right. So that's one way of doing it. Another question to ask yourself, and this is the question I ask people when it comes to career coaching, and they ask me like, oh, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what job I should look into. I tell them, look, if you were at the end of your life and you're looking back at life, how did you want to spend your time? How did you want to live your life? What did you want to get up every day in the morning and do? You ask those two questions. Those are very powerful questions.
Those two questions.
Those are very powerful questions. Yeah. Ask that. That's where it starts. So if you can write that, actually, one of the person, one of my mentors, he had me do this. He had me actually write down, that year is 2020 whatever, and how would your life be? Now, I think I should actually take a look at that, because it was almost 6 years ago. I want to see what I wrote and
and if your life actually goes along with it.
Yeah, see where we are. You'll be surprised.
I had experience with that. So I got introduced to this concept of setting a vision about 3 years ago.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And I wrote out what I wanted in my life.
Right.
And I checked it recently, and I was so happy.
Wow.
A lot of the things that I wrote down actually came true.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
and it was
that's
amazing.
That's true.
Yeah.
And look, and some things are not going to come true, or something are going to change. Not change for the worse. Sometimes it's not for the better. You know. So yeah, that's definitely the premise. You know, if you can do that. Now, if that doesn't work, we have what we want to leave you with tonight, as we close up the show, is some concrete stuff to do it. What do we have, Zawad?
So define the areas of your life, okay, and then ask yourself, what do you want in each area? So the main areas, I think, like every single person, you know, that we have is our finances,
right?
You know, our physical body,
yes,
okay, our family,
yes,
and our career,
right?
You know,
yeah.
whether you
our
have business or
yeah.
And I think you can also add family in there.
Sure, yeah,
you know, the type of relationships that you want to have, you know, how many kids you want to have.
Would that be romantic relationship? Would that be, you know, family and friends? You know,
yeah. So those areas, like, you know, ask
the
yourself,
big areas.
Yeah, in 10 years from now, okay, where do you want to be in those areas?
So here it is, okay? You got to take a piece of paper out or on your phone. You got to write down what are the different areas of your life. So the big areas. All of us have a big area, right? So as Zawad said, your career, business, you know, your body, your family. These are big areas of your life. Write those out. List them out. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3 areas. Now, to be even better,
I think you know, if Mamun is still with us, bro, we gotta have you on the show one time. Talk about your vision for your body.
Right.
You know, he's a very big gym addict.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
Right.
So each area, right? Having that vision for each every area of your life.
Right.
You know.
So and then each area of your life, write out ideally. Here's the cool part. Write out and think about ideally where you would want to be in 10 years. So as far as your body, where would you want to be in 10 years? So you could say ideally in 10 years I want to be, you know, within my weight limit. In 10 years, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, I in 10 years I want to make sure I'm not lethargic, I'm not tired all the time. I have the energy in my body. I'm flexible. I'm moving. My joints are not in pain. You know. So what is your goal, vision in 10 years to come? So in each area, this is easy way to do it, because the first one,
I think on the body, I'll give you guys a tip. You know, a lot of people that I talk to, I ask them, hey, are you interested in martial arts?
Right.
You know, they're like, yeah, I'm interested.
Right.
You know, because and then I said, how would you feel, okay, if 10 years from now you have a black belt?
Very concrete. Yeah.
You know, and people are like, whoa. You know, they get scared a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing. If you're interested in martial arts, you know, that's something that you want to write down.
Right.
You know, remember, this is 10 years from now.
Right.
You know, this is not a month from now, 3 months, you know, 6 months, 1 year. This is 10 years.
So
you know, don't hold in limitations. If you had no limitations, what would you want in this life?
And that's the part that addresses your fear that, what if it changes? What, I'm not going to do it. That's not the point. Just write it. Worry about getting there or not later. Okay. First part is ask yourself, ideally, if I was, you know, if everything worked out correct, and if I didn't have these fears, if I didn't have this circumstance, you know, where would I want to be in 10 years in this area of life? So if
in addition to that, should they also write down how they would feel if they were
so that's why I you know, I was telling you. So you close your eyes and you sort of say, you know, what do I taste? What do I feel? Like, how is the year 2027 like? Right? So where am I? What do I picture? What do I vision? You know, like, how does it taste? How does it feel? You know, so you have to, who have you become? Right? So you definitely want to do that. That's the next step.
Yeah. And I think we also talked about, like, you know, earlier when we were discussing this, that you want to make your vision a little bit more unrealistic.
Okay. So once you have that, right? So you have the different areas of your life. Then you explored with yourself. Okay, this is where I want to be in 10 years. This is what I feel, taste, and after that, take it one step up. So ideally, where you want to be, then take it one step up. Make it a little bit unrealistic. So that it excites you. You might be like, nah, that's not possible. I'm not gonna get there. It's okay. It's okay. Just make it a little bit unrealistic. If it's humanly possible. Now, don't tell me 10 years from now I'm gonna learn how to fly. I mean, if you're saying that, I mean, that's a problem, right? You're not gonna get wings. You're not gonna fly. But in 10 years from now, what is humanly possible, right? If it's humanly possible,
a little bit unrealistic, but humanly possible.
Yeah. And do that. And then I really suggest, you go to Google. This will really help you. It's called vision board, and maybe someday we could talk or vision board. We also show on it. But you go to Google and get a picture that represents it. Right. So in your business, get a picture that will represent. Maybe for some people is a big building with your company name on it because you made it somehow or something. Or for your body, you have a picture of somebody. Or maybe for you, it's not about big guns. For you, it's about like.
But basically, a symbol that
exactly
shows that this is what I'm trying.
So
to
get a picture go to Google and get a picture that will represent your 10 years. And put it all in a collage.
Yeah.
So different areas.
You know who I saw
Yeah.
do this? FusiTube.
Yeah.
Okay, from YouTube, Yusuf.
Yeah.
You know, so he had like a vision board.
Ah.
Okay, and he wrote down that this year, okay, I want to be in a movie. Okay, I want to go through the entire P90X system.
Right.
Okay, it's like a physical, it's a body workout system.
Yeah.
You know, and like he does his daily vlogging.
Right.
You know, and he would like show that. He would actually work on this stuff every single day, looking
Right.
at the vision board.
Right.
And he would eventually reach that.
Wow.
So
Get a vision board, because you have it every in the morning in your bedroom or in your living room. You look at it and you see the pictures. Like I actually have pictures for different areas of my life. Now I give you only 3 areas, but technically you should really have at least anywhere between 7 and 15. Like how many? Why so much? Because in your career,
I disagree with that.
Okay, possible.
I think that's because if you have like so many different areas,
Right.
then you get like overwhelmed in your head. Okay?
Possible.
Because if you look at it,
Right.
okay, you don't have, when it comes to your time, 24 hours.
Right.
The majority of it
Right.
will go into 1 or 2 areas.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
That is true. No, I
So for example, if somebody has a business or in their career,
Right.
Majority of their time is gonna go to their career or their business.
Right. The way I look at it, maybe it depends on the person. But for me, the way I look at it is that if it's too generic, like business, career, finance, like I get one picture for it. It's just too generic. It doesn't have the power.
How would you have 7 to 15 areas though?
So, for example, in your professional life, it would be me as a mental health professional. That's one area. Me as a personal development coach, another area. Me, as a
so you break those down even further. Okay.
And
I can see for you, okay,
Yeah.
7 to 15 definitely.
No, so different areas, right? But yeah, definitely don't have more than like 7 to 15.
I think the idea is that if like for example, when it comes to like working out and like your physical health, and you really like. For example, just going to the gym and working out.
Right.
I think that's one area.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like if you want to go into martial arts,
Right.
and actually learn. I know you're going into martial arts right now.
Right.
I think that's going to be a separate thing.
Yeah. Well.
Would you say so?
Yeah. Well, as of now, it's still under my physical body.
Okay.
And that's why.
So I think if it gets
and that's why I think my grandmaster would agree. Sometimes he joins the show. He would agree that I've been slacking. It's one of the reasons why I've been really honest with you. One of the reasons why I'm slacking, or I'm very like I go only once a week or something like that, is because it's still under my physical health.
Right.
So
as long as you're taking care of other areas.
So if my physical health that day, I do P90X video, or I do a yoga video, then I'm like I don't feel as necessary for me to do martial arts. But maybe if I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm gonna make martial arts a big part of my life. Maybe.
So if something is like a big part of your life, okay, that should have like its own vision.
Yeah, you definitely need to have it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, to close it off, like some questions that can help you. Okay.
At this point, when you have this, then you gotta do this, because without this, it's just too vague and BS. So you gotta really make it concrete. So
number one, the question you want to ask yourself: what do you want to achieve in this area of focus? So you want to be very specific, okay, about what you want in this area.
Right.
If you're very general and it's very generic, then
it has no power.
Yeah, it has no power.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Number two, it has to be. You have to ask yourself why this goal is important to you. Is it meaningful?
Right.
And these are called SMART goals. So S stands for specific, M is for meaningful.
Right.
Why is this goal important to you?
Right. Look, if you're making a vision and you don't really care about it, then cut it out. Like honestly speaking, cut it out. You're wasting your time.
Right.
It
has to be important to you.
All the thing we talked about is gonna be complete crap if you actually don't care about this vision.
Right.
Like this vision has to be something that you get up in the morning and makes you on fire. And even if it scares you, I think this vision should actually scare you a little bit. Honestly speaking, it should actually scare you a little bit. If it's not pumping you up, it's like, oh yeah, in 10 years from now, I think I'm gonna do a good job of my current work. Well, if that's your goal, then you're not gonna get.
So you should have butterflies in your stomach.
Exactly.
When you're
a little bit unrealistic.
So it's important to you, a little bit unrealistic,
right,
and gets you excited.
Yeah.
All right. So it has to be meaningful to you. The third step is
one,
it has to be SMA. It has to be action oriented. So the thing that you put in, don't just have some general writing about it.
Right.
What are the next steps? What is the action item that you can do in order to go towards the vision?
Yeah.
That's the next step.
So concrete. What are you gonna do tomorrow about it?
Yeah.
Right. If you have this goal for 10 years, but what does it mean today? You might not even have a business, nothing. But you go say, you know what? I want to read a book on business. Great. Not a book today. You don't listen to a 15 minutes podcast.
Be specific as possible and make it action item.
Actionable
that you can follow up on.
Something you can do, not theories.
Yeah. Okay. And the next one is realistic. We did talk about making it a little bit unrealistic.
Right.
At the same time, as Hasan said, you cannot have a vision that says I want to fly.
Right.
It has to be realistic.
I think you understand that.
You cannot say that I'm gonna have $1 billion in the next 10 years.
Yeah. And on people who do that kind
because
of
look, 10 years, if you don't have $1 billion, okay, I'll be honest with you. You cannot have $1 billion unless you come up with an idea like Facebook, Snapchat, like these.
Right.
If you don't have that, it's very hard to get $1 billion.
Yeah.
People have an idea.
Look,
how much money do you want to make?
We're not discouraging you. Like, you want to do it, you do it.
Yeah, do it.
But
be realistic about
because you know why? I'll tell you this because I know we have to close the show. We're running really extended today. But look, if people people who made that kind of crazy goals are people who doesn't want to take action.
Right.
People who made that kind of crazy big goals, like meaning unrealistic, over the top goals, because it helps them.
They don't actually believe that those goals are going to be realistic.
They don't believe that crap, and they take no action on it. They just have that nicely written on their little board. Because you're not doing it. Because you don't believe in it, you're not taking action that leads you to it today.
So do you think if the goal is a little bit too big, okay, it can lead to that?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's unhuman, it's not humanly possible and is over the top. Yeah. But if I say make it realistic and one step up.
A little bit, So I think that summarizes it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The last step is it has to be timely.
Yes.
When you say that you're going to do something, put a deadline to it.
Yes.
Say
when is it happening?
Yeah.
When? Oh, sometime in the future. Oh no, that doesn't cut it. When? Like when is? Give me a month. Give me a date. No, I can't get myself locked into it. Ooh. Well, put a time and date on it. If it changes, that's okay.
It's just a wish. If you say that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to read a book. You say that, and you don't put a time to it.
No,
it's a wish.
It's a wish, yeah. And then wish becomes a plan when you put it when you have an actual timeline on it, and then it becomes actionable when you actually schedule it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to schedule it.
Yeah. And on this, I also give you guys a tip. When you are having that goal, ask yourself. So if you have a specific goal, so let's say on business, or your personal development, you want to read a book.
Right.
Ask yourself how much time is it going to take you to finish this book. So let's say it's going to take you 12 hours.
Right.
You can break that down even further. So it's going to take 12 hours. That means over the next 3 weeks, if I spend 4 hours, right, then I'll be done with the book.
Exactly. That was gold. That was gold, guys. You have to be able to have it. You gotta say.
They're very specific.
Take that. Whatever goal you have, I don't know what you guys' goal have. Maybe you guys can, if you're watching and write your goals, feel free.
Yeah.
And because I'm gonna ask you a question. You have that goal, right? You say, I don't know, your goal is to finish bachelor's. Your goal is to, start a online business, whatever the case might be. The question I want to ask you is, okay, how long is that gonna take you? Right. That goal that you have, how long is it gonna take you? And so you tell me, I don't know, 20 hours, 30 hours, 80 hours, 1,000 hours. Great. And let's break it down now.
Like how it's going to because it becomes realistic. Because a lot of the things that you might be doing in your life, and you think that you cannot get to it. If you just ask yourself, how long do you think is going to take you to accomplish this? It becomes real in front of you. It's like, wow, this is not actually that difficult.
So,
it's achievable.
Yeah, it is. It is. What are the small steps that are going to get you to that? Right. What are you going to be doing next week? That's going to lead you to that.
So guys, just to review, the five. So it's called SMART goals. Okay, the vision that you ask yourself, it has to be specific.
By the way, just so that you say, the SMART goal again. There are a lot of ways of defining SMART goal. Okay, this is one specific way we're doing it. Okay, this is not your typical. You have to be actionable, smart, blah blah. This is one specific style of doing it. Especially, we think it works well for vision. Okay?
It's to optimize your vision. Okay.
So, but you have to begin with other steps first.
If
you don't know what the other steps are, rewind the video.
I think we were a lot of today.
Or the audio.
Right. So I guess we can end it off right here.
I think we're good.
All right, guys. We're gonna end up the show. Thank you everyone for joining us. I see Ashik, Kibriya, you guys have been with us for a while.
Give us a thumbs up. Share the video.
Really appreciate it, man.
And if you benefited, share the video with your friends and your family, and let them know how you benefited. And by the way, we are on podcast on iTunes.
Yes,
iTunes.
Okay. Just go to the podcast app and search up Life Buildup.
If you're an iPhone user, go to iTunes. get our podcast, Life Buildup, and you can listen to it. You have to watch it. And
you commute to work, okay?
Yeah,
you can listen to us, okay?
Because we threw a lot at you, so you want to that's a lot. So you want to rehash that stuff. Tomorrow when you're going to work, tomorrow you're going to college, put your headphone on and just learn audio. The audio quality is much better than the live. We're using these microphones; they're not that great. We actually have a professional microphone that we're recording the audio with right now. That will be up on. When do we post it usually?
It's gonna be up within the next couple of days. 3-4 days.
Next couple of days.
Okay?
So
you guys
next couple of days you have it.
Before we just end it, we had somebody ask a question.
Yeah, what's up?
She said, this is a great series. Thanks for starting this up. Question: what are some tips to stay consistent to your vision plan during the day to day?
Did we talk about consistency before?
I think we did.
Okay, so perfect. We have that
was episode 1. Okay, how to stay committed to your goals.
Oh, perfect. Episode 1 is for you.
Right.
Episode 1, I want you to go there and find it. Where they can find all our episodes?
On your
okay, so on my page also, Life Buildup, no?
Yeah, we shared it over there as well, so you can find it there.
On the Life Buildup page or on Hasan Psychology, my page, just go down, you'll find it. So if it's episode number 1, that means, math people, that means it was 6 weeks ago.
Right.
Correct? 6 weeks ago. You'll find it. And of course, you go to iTunes, you'll find the audio. So thank you for asking the question. You will find it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to give an announcement, for the next couple episodes that we have coming up.
Yeah.
Next week we're talking about giving feedback versus giving criticism. This is something you're very
I've been going around teaching seminars on this. So yeah, a lot of time now people in our life, we want to they're doing something, our family, someone we love, and what is difference between criticizing and giving feedback? Because they're two different things.
Right. And the week after we'll be covering why we cannot stop our bad habits, or some habits. And the week after that we're talking about how to forgive someone.
Yeah.
So we're a very exciting month for you guys. Please tune in every Monday at 10 p.m. Okay, we have this live show.
It's amazing to join and be with you guys every night. Thank you for giving us your Monday nights, and joining with us. We really love it. Being here with you guys every Monday night, 10 p.m. It's just been great. And we hope.
And please, if you're here with us, give us feedback about the show.
Yeah.
I would love to hear from you, how we can improve our show and any suggestions that you guys have. So.
And again, we're here for the long haul.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be here 10 p.m. every night. And we want to
every Monday night.
Every Monday night. That'll go crazy. Every Monday night we're gonna be with you, and I hope you can make us part of your life. Every Monday night 10 p.m. Make us part of your life, and we hope to be together and grow and learn together. All right.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us. Until next Monday.
All right. Good night.